Hi guys, this is Raghav here from Headphone Zone. In today's video, we're looking at complete audiophile setups or headphone systems for a budget of 30,000 rupees. Very often when we're recommending some amazing sounding headphones and IEMs, you also find that we tell you to use them along with a headphone amplifier or a DAC and balanced cables, but all of these components add to the overall budget for the setup. In today's video, we're going to be talking to you about 6 different complete audiophile grade headphone setups, all which include a headphone, a DAC, amplifier, cables within a total budget of 30,000 rupees. I've got 6 setups today that I really like, 3 that are centered around full-sized headphones and 3 that have IEMs. All 6 of these setups sound amazing, and hopefully in this video you'll figure out which is the right one for you for a budget of 30,000 rupees. Alright guys, for our first setup today, I'm going to be looking at full-sized headphones. Now, if I would take a budget of 30,000 rupees and I try and split it pretty evenly between the headphone and the DAC and amp, you'll find my favorite headphone for 15,000 or so is this. This is the Meze 99 Neo. Some of you who've been following the channel know that I really like the headphones from Meze Audio. The 99 Neo is one of the cheapest, most affordable offerings from a super premium brand like Meze Audio. All the headphones are made in Romania. They're gorgeous, they're designed very well. And the Meze 99 Neo for about 15,999 is my pick for the best headphone in this price segment for me. And the Meze 99 Neo is a closed back headphone, something that's relatively easy to drive, so you don't need a very heavy duty amplifier to use along with it. It's something that you can use at home on your desktop, or it's something that you can carry with you and use on the go. So what we're going to go for is a very versatile setup to use with the Meze 99 Neo. What we've done though is, because the Meze 99 Neo comes with detachable cables, we're going to upgrade the cables with a balanced cable from Meze Audio for 4,499 rupees. This is an oxygen-free cable and it has a 4.4 millimeter connector that the cable has. This is specifically meant to be used with DACs and amps which have a balanced output. Now, what difference does the balanced cable make? Well, it makes quite a bit. One, it allows you to use the balanced output on any DAC and amp, and the second, most importantly, you'll find that it improves the soundstage just a little bit by removing the crosstalk between the left and right channel. But in the case of the Meze 99 Neo, it just makes the bass a little tighter, it makes the vocals just seem a little bit upfront, and I like the way that it makes the entire headphone sound a little bit more balanced. So the additional 4,499 to use with the Meze 99 Neo, I think is a great spend. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we have a DAC which features a 4.4mm balanced output so that we can take advantage of the balanced cable. Well, lucky for us, right smack in the budget, for 7,499, you have the Shanling UA2 Plus, which is an incredible portable dongle DAC. You'll find that it comes with a USB-C cable, so you can plug this into your Android phone, and if you want to use it with an iOS device, you can swap out the cable for a lightning cable. It has a 3.5mm unbalanced output as well as the 4.4mm balanced output that we're looking for. And voila! You've got a complete audiophile setup right here, bringing you up to a grand total of 27,997 rupees. Well within the budget of 30,000 rupees, and this is a fabulous setup that is superbly optimized. All the components work really well to give you a portable, full-sized headphone that you can use. Alright guys, our second setup for today is a full-size planar magnetic open back headphone, something that's ideally suited to be listened to at home for a complete audiophile listening experience. We've got the HiFiMAN HE400 SE, which is a full-size planar magnetic headphone from HiFiMAN, the most affordable offering, and it's priced at only 9,999. Planar magnetic headphones have drivers which are very accurate, but the downside is that very often they need a lot of power for them to sound good. In this particular case, the HE400 SE sounds good only and only when they're given an adequate amount of power for the magnets to really shine. They have very low distortion, they have a great wide sound stage, but the secret ingredient is to have a powerful amplifier to drive it. So with the remaining budget that we have in this setup, I've chosen the Topping DX3 Pro Plus, a phenomenal amplifier priced at 19,999, giving this entire setup a grand total of 29,998, perfectly within our budget of 30,000 rupees. You'll find that the HiFiMAN HE400 SE has a 3.5mm connector on its cable, and the DX3 Pro Plus has exactly a 3.5mm connector, so no adapters required. And you'll find that on the high gain mode, this has so much power that the HE400 SE sounds very, very good. Now, of course, this setup seems a little skewed in its budget because I'm spending 33% of the budget, 10,000 rupees on the headphone, and 20,000 rupees or 66% of the budget on the headphone amp and DAC. And that's intentional because even though you'll find that the HE400 SE is not a very expensive headphone, it does require the amount of power that only the Topping DX3 Pro Plus can give it within this budget. But for the overall budget of 30,000 rupees, I do believe that this is a great open back planar headphone setup that every audiophile can enjoy as a part of their home listening setup. Alright guys, our third setup for today is another full-sized open back headphone, and this one's from Beyerdynamic, the DT900 Pro X. It's a brand new headphone that Beyerdynamic released this year. It's a dynamic driver, sounds very, very nice, and we had to have it as a part of our video today. It's priced at 19,990. So you'll find that in this particular case, I've swapped the budgets. I'm taking the majority of my budget for a great headphone, and the Beyerdynamic 900 Pro X is that. And you'll find that this is a relatively easy to drive headphone, and therefore with the remaining budget, I need a DAC and amp that can do justice to that headphone. And the one that I'm going with is this. This is the Topping DX1. For only rupees 8,999, it has a nice 3.5mm unbalanced output that I can plug my Beyerdynamic into. You'll find that it does a great job powering it up, and for the overall price of 28,989, I think that this setup is a complete setup that sounds very, very nice. The Topping DX1 is a very capable DAC and amp. It's got just the right amount of power to be able to drive the Beyerdynamic DT900 Pro X. It's a great sounding headphone, full bodied, nice and warm, while being very, very balanced overall. Some of you may want a closed back headphone only because of your requirements for it to not leak out or for it to sound fine in a noisy environment. And you can very easily swap the 900 Pro X for a 700 Pro X, which is pretty much the identical headphone but a closed back for the same price, and make that work for you. The next setup we're going to be talking about is an in-ear monitor paired along with the portable dongle DAC. The one that I'm going for today is one of my favorite IEMs from FiiO. FiiO is a great brand. They make some fabulous audiophile products across multiple product categories, and their in-ear monitor lineup is quite extensive with lots of different setups, hybrids, balanced armatures. But today is a single dynamic driver. The earphone of my choice is the FiiO FD5. It's a very popular IEM, especially for people who are looking for a nice, warm and smooth sound signature, want a nice meaty low end. The FD5 is exactly for them. It's a beryllium coated dynamic driver, so it's very, very powerful, very, very good sounding, and you'll find that it's fun to listen to while at the same time giving you a lot of resolution and detail that only a dynamic driver with a beryllium coating can give you. What's amazing about FiiO is that they put a lot of attention to detail into a lot of the accessories as well as cables, connectors and ear tips that they give you in the box. The FD5 in the box has a balanced cable, and you can swap out the plug for a 4.4mm plug or a 3.5mm plug. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to take advantage of the 4.4mm connector and balanced cable that the FD5 comes with and pick a DAC from FiiO that has the 4.4mm balanced output, and I'm going to go with the FiiO KA3. It's got a USB-C connector, or you can swap it out and connect it to an Android phone or an iOS device by using a lightning adapter. You'll find that it's a really nice powerful DAC that you can use along with your mobile phone that has a 4.4mm as well as a 3.5mm unbalanced output. We want to definitely use the 4.4mm balanced output on this DAC because it just sounds so much nicer. You'll find that the instruments are well separated, the bass gets a little bit tighter, and why not? The DAC, of course, is priced at rupees 6,999. So this overall budget for this setup, IEMs and DAC included, goes slightly over budget to 31,998. But I think that even though it goes slightly over our budget of 30,000 rupees, what you get is phenomenal value for money. And very often these days, you'll find that the FT5 does go on promotion, giving you a couple thousand rupees off, which makes the entire budget then fit within the 30,000 rupee price bucket. If I have to pick a single IEM, cable, as well as DAC and amp combination that's portable and sounds fun, this has to be one of my top picks for this budget. Okay, here's another IEM setup, and this one's quite interesting. I really like this. For those of you who've been watching our channel, you'll find that this year, planar magnetic IEMs are all the rage. And one of the best tuned planar magnetic IEMs just happens to fall within our budget in this particular segment. This is the 7 Hz Timeless. It's one of those planar magnetic IEMs that really started this trend, and it's superb sounding. It's very well tuned, and you'll find that at 16,999, it sits right within the budget of what we're looking for. So I had to pick this IEM for today's setup. Now, for the remaining budget, I'm going to be spending it on 2 different things. My DAC and amp of choice is the brand new FiiO Q11. This is a battery powered DAC that sounds very nice, very powerful. It features both a 3.5 mm unbalanced as well as a 4.4 mm balanced output. It comes with a nice volume control, which allows you to select high and low gain, and because it has its own inbuilt battery, it's able to give you a much higher power output as compared to the regular dongle DACs that we have in this video. Why have I chosen this? Because planar magnetic IEMs, although they're very compact and use very small drivers that fit into your ears, they still sound very nice with a little bit more power than most dongle DACs can give you. So we wanted to make sure that we're using a DAC and amp that gives you that additional power that's needed to make a planar magnetic driver sound good. So this is only priced at 7,999. And you'll find that what you get is phenomenal value for money with the FiiO Q11. You'll find that it comes with USB cables to connect to your Android device or your laptop, or even a lightning connector to connect to your iPhone. So you quite literally don't need to buy any additional adapters, and the product in itself has everything right out of the box. With the remaining budget of 3,690, I'm going to be getting myself a Tripowin Petrichor balanced cable for these IEMs. You'll find that these use MMCX connectors, so as long as you're using any balanced cable that has an MMCX connector and a 4.4 mm termination, you should be able to take advantage of the FiiO Q11's balanced output and really upgrade the sound on the 7 Hz Timeless for a grand total of 28,679, well within our budget of 30,000 rupees. A fabulous sounding planar magnetic IEM as a portable setup that you can use with your mobile device anywhere. My third setup for today is another IEM, but now with a very different sound signature. This is specifically chosen for people who want a forward, sharp and analytical sound signature, and my IEM of choice to be able to give you that is the Moondrop KATO. It has a single dynamic driver, but is tuned to give you a very attacking, forward-leaning sound signature, which people who really like that kind of sound are going to enjoy a lot. And it's priced at 17,890 rupees, giving us a lot of headroom for getting a balanced cable as well as a DAC and amp. The DAC and amp that I'm going to be choosing to go along with this is the Shanling UA3. There's a specific reason for that. One, it has both a 3.5 mm unbalanced and a 4.4 mm balanced output, which I fully intend to take advantage of. But at the same time, this sounds a little bit more lean back, this sounds a little bit warmer, and so it kind of complements the forward sound signature of the KATO really well to give you what I think is a well-balanced and a well-tuned setup. Very nice portable DAC, and you'll find that it comes with a detachable USB-C cable, so you can plug into your Android phone and you're good to go right off the bat. And if you're using it on the iOS device, you can simply swap it out for a lightning to USB-C cable and it works perfectly fine. With the remaining budget, I'm going to be getting again the Tripowin Petrichor balanced cables. You'll find that the Moondrop KATO uses a 2-pin connector, so the balanced cables would also have to be using a 2-pin connector to go with the Moondrop KATO. And I'm going to be using a 4.4mm termination so I can take advantage of the 4.4mm balanced output on the Shanling UA3 for a grand total of 30,570, which is just over our budget by 500 bucks, but I do believe is a nice complete setup, especially for those who are looking for an IEM that sounds very forward and analytical, and this entire setup really suits them. Okay guys, so with that I've given you 6 complete audiophile setups, headphones, IEMs, and DACs, amps and balance cables all included for a budget of 30,000 rupees. You'll find that all of them sound very good. All of them suit somebody's preferences a little bit more than the other, and you'll find that they all cater to a slightly different requirement. But I can recommend that you can also build your own setups using the same guidelines that I've used. As long as you understand how we're pursuing this, you'll find that any setup that you're going to be able to pick out with the right DAC, amp and headphone is going to sound pretty nice. And these 6 setups, according to me, are best ones that you can get for 30,000 rupees at this point of time. And I'm very happy for you to come down and try them out for yourself at our experience store here in Mumbai, or at a Headphone Connect event that's happening in a city near you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye.